After my wife died, my family slowly forgot I existed. I called, I visited, I cooked holiday meals and waited for someone to show up. 10 years passed, and not one person did. Eventually, I stopped trying. I sold the house, closed every account, changed my number, and disappeared without telling anyone where I went. A year later, my phone rang. The voice on the other end said something that made me sit down. People imagine disappearing is complicated. It isn't. The house sold in 3 weeks to a young couple who wanted a fast close. I signed where the realtor pointed, packed my wife's photographs and her cast iron skillet into the truck, and left the furniture behind. I canceled the phone number I'd had for 19 years. I closed the accounts. I didn't leave a note, because a note implies someone will come looking for an explanation, and 10 years of empty chairs at my table had cured me of that particular fantasy. But I'll admit something now that I didn't admit then. Before I shut the old number off, I mailed one birthday card to my granddaughter. She was turning 7, no return address. 8 words inside, written under the part where the card tells you how old you are now. If you ever need me, call this number. The adults had earned the silence, every one of them. My daughter, 45 minutes away, who once stood in her doorway and told me they were just heading out while her husband sat on the couch in sweatpants. My son, 12 minutes from my front door, who called twice in a year, and one of those was about camping gear. My sisters, with their will-do-betters that never came due. They had 10 years of Sundays to show up and didn't. But my granddaughter was 7. She never got a vote in any of it. So I left her one door, and then I drove 3 hours north to a town on a lake and stopped waiting for anyone to walk through it. The first months, I'll be honest, I checked the phone. It sat charging on the kitchen counter, and some mornings I looked at it before I looked at the coffee maker. Nothing. By month 4, I stopped checking. By month 8, I had convinced myself the card never made it past my daughter's mailbox, and I made my peace with that the way you make peace with weather. I walked a lake trail every morning, 6 miles, geese yelling at each other the whole way. I cooked for one and ate every bite. My freezer, for the first time in a decade, held nothing but ice. There was a bookstore in town where a man argued with me about westerns every Tuesday morning, and I let him win about half the time. It turns out a phone that never rings is only heavy if you're waiting for it. Then, 13 months after I left, on a Tuesday afternoon while I was drying the skillet, it rang. An area code from my old city. A number I didn't know. I stood there with the dish towel over my shoulder and let it ring twice, 3 times, telling myself it was a warranty scam. I answered on the 4th ring and said nothing. A small voice said, "Grandpa." I had to put a hand on the counter. She's 8 now. I hadn't heard her voice in almost 2 years, because they had stopped bringing the kids around long before I stopped being around to bring them to. I asked her how she got this number. She told me in that careful way kids explain things when they know they're somewhere they shouldn't be. She'd been looking for tape in her mom's desk drawer, for a school project, a diorama, and under the checkbook she found a stack of envelopes with a rubber band around them. Her name on every one. My handwriting on every one. 8 cards. One for every birthday she's ever had. All of them still sealed, never opened. Except the one on top, the newest one, which had been opened and taped shut again. That was the card with the number in it. She said she took the stack into her closet and read every card with a flashlight. She said the one from when she turned 5 had a drawing of a horse in it, and that it was a really good horse. I remember drawing that horse. I drew it at my kitchen table the week after her mother canceled a visit for the 3rd time in a row, and I mailed it anyway because hope is a hard habit to kill. She asked if she was in trouble for opening them. I told her no, they were hers. Every one of them had always been hers. Then she got quiet and she said the thing that put me on the kitchen floor. She said, "Grandpa, Mom told us you died. We lit a candle and everything. I drew a picture of you for the funeral. There was no funeral. There was a man 3 hours north, walking a lake trail every morning, while his daughter told 2 children their grandfather was dead, because dead was easier to explain than gone, and gone was easier to explain than why." I couldn't make a sound. She kept going, whispering now, like she'd been saving the question up. She said, "But if you're not dead, how come Mom cries every Sunday when she makes pot roast?" Somewhere behind her, a door opened. Her voice dropped so low I almost lost it. "I have to go," she said, and the line went dead.